I'm Bradley Wells, IT Director at MilwaukeeJobs.com. I enjoy the whole puzzle and strategy of how you're going to get the team off the island. Until playing the game the first time, you start to kind of figure out the characters, what are the tasks, who's good at what, who has bad attitude, who has a good attitude, and you really learn to chat with all of the direct reports that you're okay, who am I going to assign to what task? So I really enjoy puzzles. I think that's why I've spent time playing the game. And then it's kind of taught me, I think, about how should I be interacting maybe with my direct reports back in the real world, talk to them more, kind of find out what are they doing. And in the game, one person may be good at a gathering task, but the next gathering task, maybe for some reason their attitude is different, so you have to take a different approach with the person. Same thing in the real world, just because this person may have done this task before, but it's slightly different. Maybe they need to be trained this time, or maybe that's not something they really enjoy doing, so they need to be counseled a little bit. So that's kind of made me rethink, especially with some of the programs we have here, about what is a job description and what skills and how do the people on the team, what kind of skills do they have, make me kind of rethink on the job, I need a better skills inventory, and I need better training for who's been trained in what skill, and then think about it from a task assignment. When it comes time to assign a task, do I want a new person to pick up that skill, or do I want to give it, does it need to be done really quickly? I could give it to somebody who I know can do it and do it effectively. So there's different parts of the game as you kind of get into it more that you can take away and kind of apply to real life situations. Kind of some of the things that I think I've learned from the game is instead of treating one person the same with every task, it's very task specific, or the person's never done this task before, so I probably need to walk through it with them in a kind of a training scenario, or I know they've done this task multiple times, I'm confident with the work that they produce, and you can just delegate it off to them. In a game, you're sort of penalized for doing tasks yourself, and I think at work, now that I'm more in a managerial role, it's made me think to manage the work and not do so much of the work. But there are certain tasks, and you find this out in the game, that you have to do, or they don't get done, and then the team fails. So kind of as things come to me in the real world, I'm looking at it and saying, okay, is this something I need to do? Is this something I should be delegating out to somebody else? And trying to manage the workload for myself, but for the whole team. The game is some of the nonverbals, I've given a person a task before and I know they're good at it, and then you go to manage that person in the game and all of a sudden they have bad facial expression, and the first time through you just delegate it to them, and then it doesn't work, and you come back, and then once you're paying attention to some of the nonverbals, you're oh, for some reason they had a bad attitude for this task. Sometimes it's the situation they're in because they're panicked or there's something wrong, or sometimes because they want to be on the other task and they didn't want to do what they viewed as the menial task. So I think there's some kind of real world situations that they took and kind of worked as kind of fun episodes of the game.